Oh, so when I did journalism in uni, we studied all the different parts of the media in it. So we did like television, we did online journalism, and we did radio. And I loved the radio side of it. I loved TV and I loved presenting, but I really just, there was something about radio that I just I just took to. But I didn't ever pursue it because I remember once a lady came in from the BBC and she was like, well, people from Midlands, they don't tend to really make it on the radio because of their accents. I went to uni in Coventry, and so I don't know why she came to this university to say that, but she did.
Hello and welcome to Grind, Hustle, Repeat, conversations around creativity and culture. I'm your host, Neodate Evans, and this is the show where we talk to creative entrepreneurs and discuss the ups and downs of their creative journeys, and hopefully by sharing, it provides guidance for others. Now, my guest today made her name for herself through social media, creating her own little world called Cassville, where she entertains through her viral videos, short films, and is now even venturing into stand-up comedy. And it's fair to say she's a born entertainer, whether it be presenting on her show on Premier Gospel Radio or in her comedy shorts, such as the web series Savage Satnav, or in one of her many viral videos you can find on her Instagram page. My guest today on Grind, Hustle, Repeat is presenter and comedian, Cassandra Maria. Cassandra, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me, man. That was a nice introduction.
Well, you know, I like to give people their flowers. As I was saying earlier on, like, you know, my wife and me, we're big fans of you, sort of thing, and we'll sit there and be like, oh, Cassandra's got another video. We're loving the ones that you're doing at the moment with the little niece and can relate to them ones. And
I have a lot of nieces and nephews, so I've got a lot of experience in them being very rude.
You know what I love is the way that they can never take it back. So my eldest, he's 8 and he's got a mouth, like he'll be like, all right then, and he'll say some stuff, and then you say some stuff back to him, and he's not.
They don't like it, they hate it, but yet they want to come with their mouth, and you're just thinking, you know, if I was to go into my bag, you wouldn't like this.
He was not happy. But no, we do love your stuff. And then I was watching your collab the other day with is it Forever Joey?
Yeah.
I think he's hilarious, but I loved that collab. So where do you find your sources for inspiration and creativity?
I think just general life. I think as a lot of comedians or people that create stuff, music, comedy, whatever, writing books, it's just life. You go through life. For me, I just find a lot of things funny in life. So whereas someone might take something and write a song that's deep and meaningful, I might take it and make a comedy sketch because I just find things really funny. And growing up, I grew up in a really funny family. So I've got 7 siblings.
Oh, wow.
And they all have their own personalities and they're all funny in their own ways. And so growing up in a house with so many people around just all the time, you saw a lot. And yeah, I took it all just from life.
Do you think, like, growing up with that many siblings, it's almost like sometimes you feel you have to fight to be seen?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think 100%. I think I was never the one that was seen, and I think this is why I maybe went onto the internet. Within myself.
See me now.
Oh, you will see me now. Like, you didn't see me when I was 5, but now you don't know about me. Now I think I've looked into myself as to why I do what I do.
Yeah.
I like to be aware.
Yes.
The more that I go on the journey, because you can get lost in, you know, you can get your head in the clouds, and I like to make sure that I'm very self-aware the more that I go into it. So when I've looked into it and I've thought, why do I do what I do? And I think it is just, I have always been the quiet one in the family. You wouldn't think that looking at my page, but if you meet me in life, I'm not like, I don't have to be center of attention because growing up with so many siblings, I was never center of attention. It was always one of my louder siblings or the naughtier one. I was quite a good child. I got really good grades. I wore glasses. You know, I was a typical backpack, books and that. Yeah. So I think...
I was that kid too.
I mean, I could tell you got the glasses, so it, you know, like mine are on my head. But yeah, I think yeah, that played a role in me doing all this creative stuff, because I found like the outlet of just an outlet of people that would see my work and see what I was doing. And when I was younger, I used to write a lot in books, or I used to perform my own little plays to myself. So when I kind of started to do this in the open and people liked it, I was like, oh wow, okay.
Have you ever recycled something that you wrote, like, or if you like, if you had an idea back in it, or are they, those are things that like that's done, we're never opening?
No, I mean, they were trash. The thing is, they were absolutely trash. I looked back the other day, to be fair, because sometimes you like to, I'm a bit of a secret hoarder. I like to keep things. I don't like throwing things away. So I've got all my books from like year 1, year 2, my maths books. I've got like sketch pads because I used to do art. And I looked back the other day because my mom's got them all in the house back in Birmingham. And I've got like a poetry book. And I was reading through this little book and I was thinking, what am I actually talking about? Like, what is this in this little, what's happening here? Like random stuff. So I would never publish them. I would never recycle them. They will stay in that little box.
Fair enough. How long ago did you start, sorry, in terms of Instagram?
You know, I started making videos like 2016.
Okay.
But I didn't really do it for anything. It wasn't consistent. I just wanted an outlet, really. I was working a full-time job in a newspaper. I didn't find it very creative. And I went through like a transition. Like I've always done drama in my life. When I got to uni, I dropped it because I did journalism. Because I didn't think, in my head, I just didn't think I would do anything with acting. It was just a mentality thing. I just didn't see myself being an actress or whatever. So not having that outlet, it really affected my world, because I used to have an outlet of drama and performing, and then when it just got cut off because I went to go do journalism and live adult life, and I couldn't act anywhere. I weren't a kid. I couldn't put on my own plays for myself anymore. People will find that weird. So I just had to have this outlet, and that's when I kind of just started to create stuff, because it just made me feel better to think, oh, I'm acting somewhere in the world. And then it was only like 3 years ago that I started to take it serious, and that's when I started to get paid, started to get different collabs, and
What was the moment where you realized, so you said it was 3 years ago, but what was the moment where you're like, okay, this can actually work?
You know what? I feel like there's not been like a pivotal moment. I feel like it's been a very slow retraining of my mind. Maybe when I hit 10,000 followers, I was like, okay. And maybe when people started to contact me to present stuff or pay me to present things, and I was like, I can really get paid to present. What do you mean? Like, that was never like a thing. I was like, or I got my first brand deal, and the people were like paying me to make videos, and I was like, I just do this for fun. So they were maybe like over time little things that helped me kind of think, okay, this can be a career. But all in now, there's some days that I think, no, this could be it. So I don't think I'm there. It's just been a slow, because I had to retrain. My mind was just so like limited, and I think it takes a while to kind of get rid of these limitations. You don't just bam all the time. For me, I haven't. Some people do. I didn't. It was a slow convincing myself, yeah, my gosh, we could do this. Like, you good? Carry on, you know.
So where did the whole the radio presenting side of things come in? Was that always something you wanted to do, or was it just an opportunity that came up?
No, so when I did journalism in uni, we studied all the different parts of the media in it. So we did like television, we did online journalism, and we did radio. And I loved the radio side of it. I loved TV and I loved presenting, but I really there was something about radio that I just took to. But I didn't ever pursue it, because I remember once a lady came in from the BBC and she was like, well, people from Midlands, they don't tend to really make it on the radio because of their accents. I went to uni in Coventry, and so I don't know why she came to this university to say that, but she did. And I didn't pursue it, but it was only when I started to do all this stuff online, I like a year into it, I thought, you know what, I really want to have a radio show somewhere. I'm going to try to do that. So then I started contacting loads of stations, volunteer stations in Birmingham. And I just said, I really want a show. I said, this is what I do. I showed them my page. And some of them said yes, some of them said no. And then it was kind of just a progressive journey. I started to work with the BBC in Birmingham. Esper Robinson, who manages loads of different artists, he's like a Birmingham legend. He manages JK, and who else does he manage? Loads of different people he manages. He said, do you want to do a radio show on Rinse with me and someone else in London? And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then started doing that. And then I just all these different stations. And then eventually, this time last year, that I got offered a job on Premier Gospel doing a drive time show. And I was like, well, I've been doing this now for a couple of years, so I'm ready for that. So brilliant. I took it.
But it also seems like quite a different shift, like going from Rinse FM to Premier Gospel.
Yeah, it is a different shift. And see, I have to be careful how I say this. I love presenting, but it's not everything I want to talk about. So I realized as much as I love music and I love finding out when people's albums are out, I don't think I'm the right person to do that kind of job or that presenting job, because the passion isn't so much there. Yeah, I love presenting, but when you present, you need to be passionate about what you're presenting about. That's why a lot of DJs go on to have radio shows, because they're passionate about bringing the latest music, and that's their thing. I was never that person. I like to talk and I like to, converse with people, but that side of it, was never really me. And on Rinse Event, to be fair, that Rinse show, we did talk about lots of different topics, which I love, because I love just talking about things and giving my opinion. With the music side of it, I knew I wasn't the person to go and find new music, and that's suited for someone else. But Premier Gospel is obviously a Christian station. I'm a Christian. And so I thought, if I'm going to present anywhere, I want it to be there, because I can talk about God every day. And I'm not bored of that ever. I'm just not going to get bored. It's something that I want. And I feel like I'm kind of like one of them purpose people. I like to live with purpose. So when I'm doing things, it's very important. I like to feel like I'm feeding back into who I want to feed back into. And I feel like I'm feeding back in that way, talking about God every day on the radio. That's fulfilling my sense of, I'm doing something good with what I'm doing. I'm not just doing it to get famous or nothing like that. It's meaningful to me. So I think that's so important, because I think with a lot of people and the way the kind of industry is, sometimes a lot of people can get caught up in the let me do this, so everything that comes along you're saying, but to be discerning enough and to be honest enough to say, that's not me, this is who I am. That's actually something really credible and important to have. So going back to your Instagram stuff, so now you're an established influencer. Right.
do you get like a special badge now?
I'm waiting on the blue tick, but hey.
Well, you haven't got a blue tick yet?
No. Well, I wouldn't have one. I'm not shocked. I need to put in a little bit more work.
You think so? Okay, fair enough. But it's see, that's so funny, because I just naturally assumed that you had a blue tick. But hey, I'm that's coming.
It's in the world somewhere.
It's there. It's coming. So that's not even a thing. Do you, at this point, feel? Obviously, you spoke about not being pressured by, to do things for money and whatnot have you. But like, is there still like a pressure? Like, the more followers you get, is there a pressure to put stuff out, just for you to say to people, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm still doing stuff."
Yeah, because you do lose followers if you don't put things out. So the last year that has just gone by, I didn't put out a lot of content and I lost a lot of followers. But I've learned to not let that affect anything. And to be fair, it's been a bit of a weird one, because you do get that pressure, but you have to mentally tell yourself it doesn't matter. If people go, okay. If people come, that's great. But if people go, that's fine. They're not this moment in time, and they may come back around. So I used to feel the pressure a lot more than what I do now. Now I do put things out because I enjoy it. I went on like a little bit of a journey. I went from enjoying it a lot and I loved it and I just did it for the love, and then I went to, oh my gosh, I need to reach a certain number. If I don't put things out, I'm gonna die. I would lose followers and collapse and be like, I lost 50 followers today. And I'd just be like, in that pressure, I got really stressed. I started to hate content creation. I started to not even like it. I was just doing things to do things. And now I've gone back around full circle to I love it now. I like putting things out, and if people don't follow, that's okay. But when people do, I'm appreciative.
What do you think it was that made you be like, actually, you know what, I don't care, I'm not watching who's coming and who's going?
Just assessing what my happiness comes from and what I'm allowing to affect that energy. And I realized I was putting a lot of energy into an app, and I was like, I can't let that affect me. I was up, I was down one day. If I got 100 followers, I'll be like, yay, life is great. If I lost them the next day, I'll be really upset in life. And I thought, I can't put that kind of energy into an app. Because why? People on the internet are sheep. People on the internet will follow you because they don't think that you're hot anymore. And if you're not working with a certain person, or if they don't think that you're active, they'll just unfollow, and that's it. And that's okay. It's cool. You can't put energy into that, because I do it to people. If I don't think that someone's active, I'll be like, all right, you ain't posted for 10 days, bang, gone. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not personal. It's not personal.
And you can't take it personal.
Yeah. I guess we're all curating our own online space, and so we all have the right to decide what we want to see and what we don't want to see. So if we were to fast forward 10 years from now, looking back, what would you hope to have accomplished
in 10 years?
Boy, I like to go big. Like, let's, real
big. It's like 50 years. Where do you want to be? I don't know. That 10 years. See, I put a lot of thought into this recently, because I feel like I was on this journey. I didn't really know where I was going with it. So I've had to take time and pray. Say, God, what am I doing this thing? 10 years, I would like to be one of the UK's biggest content creators. But not just that, I want to be more behind the scenes. So I would love to by then have a couple comedy series commissioned. By then I want to have a successful podcast that has sponsorships. I want to write a book when I get to like 30, 35 maybe, that's out, that's being sold. That's I don't really want to do like a lot of things, but I just want to have a very...
There's a lot of stuff there though.
I mean, yeah, it is, but I want to just have, and YouTube. I want to have a YouTube channel that I can obviously make revenue off of, and it's full of commentaries and, comedy and sketches and all kinds of things. But yeah, just to be more what I do now, just times 10.
Yeah, I hear that. So you spoke about writing, and I peeped a couple of episodes of Savage Satnav. Where did the idea for that come from?
I don't know. You know what it is? My car. That is my car in the series.
Okay.
And I had a Satnav before in my car. I built in one. And I think I was driving along one day and I thought, imagine if this Satnav was not this voice. And then I just decided to write a whole series based off of that. I mean, it was the first one that I ever did, and I just kind of wanted to do something bigger than a 1 minute sketch. And it could have been better, and I could have brought in more writers, and I could have done all of that. But I think I just really wanted to see what I could actually do by myself.
You know what, the really important thing that I've noticed, because whenever you create something, you're always going to be able to critique your work. It should have been this, it should have been that. I was going through some old stuff, and there was a short film that I made years ago, and my son, he was 8, he was like, "What's that?" And he wanted to have a look.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even play it to my son. I was just like, I've been stalling my own son, like, yeah, no, I'll show you that later. Because actually, the most important thing that I've learned anyway is just getting stuff done. And so you've done the series, it's out there now. So by the time you go on to a different idea, that's all learning that you then take into your new project. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the tomfoolery of it all. So yeah, no, well done to you for that. So last year obviously was like a crazy year, an unexpected year. What's been your takeaway from the year?
Takeaway from the year is to put a lot more value in my friends and family, and have more solid relationships in my life.
That seems solid.
Stuff, yes. Solid about solids. Yeah, really. I think last year just taught me nothing really career-wise. I think career-wise, it was I got more of a clear focus of what I actually want to do. Because I think, like I said, I was just kind of doing stuff to do stuff. And I didn't even know where I was going with it. I was like, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? I wasn't really comfortable with just being known for the sake of being known. I wasn't comfortable with just having some followers. I thought, where am I going with this? Like, what's the point in it? So I think last year, it gave me a more clear focus of what I actually want to do with everything that I'm doing. Who do I want to be? Where am I going with it? So that's career-wise. But yeah, personal-wise, it more so I just kind of learned, put more value in your friends and your family, because I moved out here 2 months before the lockdown happened, and I lived by myself as well. So I was just by myself. Like a lot of the time, I was just literally living on my own in a tiny little studio bedsit in Stockwell, and I had to really rely on my family and my friends to just keep me sane. I just got out of a relationship as well last May, and that was really hard. And I just really thought, if I met some really great people last year as well, like friends, not even career stuff, it's just friends, really wonderful people. And I just kind of left the year and I thought, I want more of that, because what is life if you don't have people like that in it? What is that? It's not, for me, it's not about the money or the anything. It's just about who's in it, God, like, that's it. And so that's more so what I came out the year with, just this real sense of, I want some real good people in my life. I don't want anything from me. I don't want anything from them. We're just good to each other, and that's it.
That's fair enough. I get that. I think definitely, you know, for me, last year was a super reflective year. I feel like I almost took the year off. I took the year off, and it was just sitting back and acknowledging everything and being grateful for everything. So I was talking to Melvin Odin the other day about this. And so I've had this battle with gratitude for years. So I'm like, but I want to get this house, I want to get that car, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then Melv is a good friend of mine. And whenever I would start talking like that, he would then bring me back to, but you know, you got a beautiful wife, you got lovely children. I'm like, dude, I know, man, but like, it doesn't stop me from wanting other things. And so every time he brought it up, I would kind of fob him off. And then it was actually my 40th birthday last year. And I had one of those lockdown birthdays, and my sister and my wife did an amazing video and just got so many. And I sat in my living room. We had no settees because we had ordered some new sofas. And so literally just sitting in my living room with dining table chairs, with my family around me. And it was almost like an aha moment where I was like, no, this is actually it. Like, this is real gratitude, to being able to sit here, no chairs, 40th birthday, and just feel so content. So for me, last year was really important for that. What would you say has been, and I ask this question to everybody that comes on, what's the best advice that you've ever been given?
Best advice? I mean, it's all going to be the standard stuff, really. People have always just said to me, just keep going. And I think that is, for what I do, it is the best advice, because I stop. I mean, it's only been 3 years. I say that like I'll be doing it for like 10 years, 3 years. Like, I always sometimes forget, like, it's not a lot of time. And I sometimes...
In fairness, it feels longer. Like, even from somebody just watching you, it feels longer.
I think it's because in this generation, people are used to things happening really quick. Even on the internet, I used to get really caught up in the fact that I would watch other people blow up in 6 months, and I'll be there for a year, 2 years, and I feel like I've got a good portfolio of videos that were just not being shared anywhere for whatever reason. I was like, why? So for that reason, it makes it feel longer. But generally wise, it's been 3 years. There are some people that like, they do what they're doing for 10 years and they haven't done half the things that I've done. So best advice for me has just been the standard yeah, keep going, because why stop? If this is what you want to do, why stop now? You just have to keep doing it, and people will notice eventually, or not even that. I mean, for me, I always give myself the advice of that. If you want something, you just go get it. And I think I used to sit in this thing of, now people will come to me, it's cool, but it's only been like the past year. I'll be like, no, Cass, you have to get up and do it. Like, and like I said, I've had a long lesson of retraining my mind and all these things. But yeah, you have to go out, and you have to, if you want to do a series and you want to go get it commissioned, go to the right people to do that. Don't just write one and then expect people to find out about it, because how are they going to do that? So yeah, things like that, that are just really simple, but they're necessary, because a lot of people do stop easily if they feel like they're not making it anywhere. But I've had a lot of different proofs. Sorry, this is really long. I wasn't even meant to make this so long. But last year I wasn't doing a lot of content.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to stop, because I can't stop. There's something in me that just won't ever give up on stuff, which is irritating. It's one of my best and worst qualities. I cannot give up. Even if I want to, I cannot stop. Like even if I'm doing it on the back burner a little bit, I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But last year I didn't really do it a lot. But then towards the end of last year, I got a lot of different brand deals come through. And this year as well, in these 2 weeks, I've had different companies, big companies, come to me and say, yeah, we want to work with you and do this. And so in my head, I was like, man, people are watching what you do, and you don't even realize it. Because I didn't put out hardly anything last year, and these companies were watching, thinking when we hit 2021 January and we started to do all of our new contracts, we're gonna holler her. I didn't know that. Do you know what I mean? If I had stopped last year, what would have happened? I would have deleted my page. They wouldn't have contacted me. That would have been that. So I think, keep going. You don't know who's watching, and that's it.
Cool. Thank you very much, man. I've really enjoyed chatting with you, man. As I said at the top, my wife and I, we really consume your content, but it's your energy. It's your energy, and it's just like you have this energy about you where I'm like, no, this girl has to blow, and
we hoping, man. We hoping.
We're hoping. We're praying, all of it, and I think
we're praying.
You're well on the path, and it's very well deserved. So yeah, keep up the solid work, as they say.
Man.
Thank you very much.
I like you thinking the back on your hoodie. Is that intentional?
Well, yeah. So it's funny. So my wife, she has a company called Love Yaya, and she makes hoodies, head wraps, and all sorts. And I had to beg my wife to like, we share an office. Yeah, we have like a garden studio. We share an office. And I've had to beg my wife for probably about the best part of a month of like, do you know what would be really nice is when I'm doing my interviews, if I had a little hoodie, and then I could just put it on. You know, it's nice. It's branding. It's cool. Like, do you think you can cook it up? Yeah. I'll hook it up. And then literally one morning I came in, and I just closed the door and was like, please, just do the top. Just do the top. But then the funny thing is, so when she did the top, and then I posted a picture online, why have I got people inboxing me like, well, where can I buy it? Where can I buy it?
Wow.
So I'm like, well, there you go.
My wife was trying to stop that from you. See,
sometimes people that are trying to block your blessings, they're close in it.
Closest to you, you know.
You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. You think some people are looking out for you and they're secretly hating. Don't listen. This is gonna sound weird. So before we started this, I shared a story with Cassandra about me stacking it royally in the park today. Like, I'm actually sitting here in agony. Yeah. And one of the things that I also remember about that situation is the look of frustration and anger on my wife's face. Like I did it on purpose. Like, I fell in the mud on purpose. And she's just there like, what are you doing? What? Just like, really? So yeah.
Purposely, it was not my fault. Like,
hard times. But yeah, no, thank you for mentioning it. So now I can brag to her as well and say, see, you got it right. Maybe we'll send you one as well.
Send me one because I love it. Grind, hustle, repeat.
I will do that. Thank you very much. Have a lovely week.
You too.
And continue creating. And we are all supporting you, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.